All right, in this video, I want to talk about recruiting, mainly recruiting, talking about doing a dynasty here in College Football 25. But before I get into this and have some fun giving you some tips and things that I've been doing here that are probably a little bit different than what other people have been doing, I just want to say that you never know. You never know when your time's up, so you better make sure you're right with God. And even by our own standards, if we were to judge ourselves, we would condemn ourselves if we're being honest. So the best thing you could do right now is to accept God's condemnation of you so that you could die by faith at the cross with Jesus Christ and be born again, so that you can be eternally secure, knowing that God has already saved you, and that you can sit and enjoy something like this without worrying about the damnation of your soul, worrying about your future. So with that being said, let's get into this here. As you can see, I've decided to take over the Colorado State Rams. They were a 1.5-star team when I took over in 2024 here. And right now I think I have them at a 3.5-star. You can see the first 4 years I was just doing sim. And as you can see here, first year, 8-5. Pretty good year, taking the team that they already had. And then 2 years in a row, from 2025 to 2026, went 10-4. Then I had a big year after developing, I guess, the guys that I've been getting the previous years. Went 15-1, simulated till the national championship where I took on Michigan, and I decided to play that game because I wanted to make sure I won the game. So I simmed and made it to the national championship game, played the national championship game, won, I think it barely won that game. And now I'm starting my 5th year here. And I'm 4-0 to start off, but I'm actually playing the games. I actually wanted to get into playing the games now that I actually established a pretty good team. But I didn't do it purely by recruiting very well. I am going to show you what I'm doing for recruiting and how I have this set up here. Now this guy here, he has a deal breaker, playing time, so he doesn't want to talk to me, but sometimes this changes. So I left him here because I noticed Kansas State there, and I can't tell if that's Illinois or what have you there. They're not moving up. So it seems like he's just shutting everybody out right now. So I left him here just in case he changes his mind, because that playing style changes week by week. And what I'm hoping to actually do with this guy, since he's 6'5", 213, is actually try to make him a linebacker. What I like to actually do is I go for athletes that are like 6'3" to 6'5", over 200 pounds, closer to 230 to 250, and convert them to linebacker. Because they seem to move pretty well and got good catching and jumping. And a lot of times they'll end up getting good ball hawking skills as soon as you move them to linebacker. Just a little tip that you guys might want to take into consideration here. I already got this guy to sign. I need linebackers. Pretty much all my linebackers left, whether it was draft or they're graduated. So I need linebackers. And luckily, within the first 4 weeks, this guy signed. Now, some tips on what I like to do. Sometimes I do give them scholarships right off the bat. Some of these I accidentally gave them scholarships. Not that I don't want to give them scholarships, but I like to wait until it's almost, you see where right here we have Clemson almost finishing the top 5 here to push it into the top 3. Right there is like right when I like to give them a scholarship, because it pushes into the top 3 and it seems to give a chance for them to auto commit. They'll like commit right then and there when you give them that scholarship right when you're pushing into the top three. And especially if you're the number one candidate when you do it, that seems to be the best chance to do it, at least from my experience. I don't know if that's how it really works, but it's what I've noticed. And then I don't usually like to schedule them visits until the top three. After I've given them a scholarship, I don't think you can even have a visit till you have to give you a scholarship anyway. And that gives you a second chance for them to commit right off the bat again. But these guys here are people that started off having an interest in my team. And as you can see, I'm top one or the second guy on their list here. So I'm really fighting for these guys. And you can see that they're 4 stars. And there's a couple of, this guy's a gem. And this top safety here is a gem. This quarterback here is a gem. So they're basically a couple of 5 stars in here. And it looks like I'll be able to get maybe all of them, except for this safety looks like it's going to be tough. But it looks like all these, I'm in a pretty good position to get all these guys, especially down here, even though this hasn't even gone to the top 5 yet. Still in a very good position with this guy. Now, I left this guy here who signed with Tennessee, and I'm not even on the top 9 there, as you can see. I just have this as a dividing piece here. I have that there so I know that these 2 guys, I wasn't originally even in their, I don't even think they're top 10. But I decided I want to take a risk to go for these 5-star guys at the beginning. So I put them over here separate to just know that, there's a good chance I wouldn't get these guys. But with this guy, I'm top of the board already, right? In the top 8, which is doing pretty good. This guy I'm obviously fighting for. I already gave him... These guys I didn't think I was going to get, so that's why I already gave him a scholarship. Already trying to get them to come in for a visit. Trying to rise up as fast as I can to really compete with these guys. Now, this guy I left here, as you can see, I'm not even on his top... Oh, I am on his top 6 there. But I left this guy here, even though he locked me out of his top 5, as another dividing board, because these guys, I wasn't originally on their board either, but they were 5 stars, and this guy's a gem. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to see if I can get these guys. So that's what I did. I trying to get these guys, and it looks like I'm in a pretty good position. This guy, maybe not so much, but still a chance. And then when I have extra recruiting hours, I try to scout like 3-star athletes to see if they're gems. So that's what you see down here. So you can see that I only got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys that I'm really going for, possibly this 12th guy. So my focus isn't on a whole lot of guys, because you can have up to 35. It's because even after 4 years, I only got 700 hours. Still better than starting out with 350 hours. But you trying to not overwhelm myself so that I can put a lot of hours into these guys to get out to them. And obviously to start doing visits and all that. You need the hours to do that. But as you notice, I can't do more than 50 hours because I'm not putting anything into the coaching skills that have to do with recruiting. Yet I'm still able to bring in some pretty good recruits. As you can see right here, it looks like I might be able to bring in a lot more. I'm going to show you my roster in a moment. But I'm just going to show you some of the things I have here. Just reaching out, hard selling, the TV time, and putting direct messaging the player here to try to get the influence on them. When I get into the top 3, I might actually do it sooner. I'll schedule a visit because they already got weeks 5, 6, and 7. So later on, I'll probably do one of those games where I have a bigger influence, like a rivalry game or something. Some of these guys, I think I already did that. Like here, you see I'm trying to sway him because what it looks, you can see their proximity to home is a D. I don't want to try to hard sell him on that when it's not going to go well. So I'm trying to sway him over to something that's a little better and still keep 2 of the green check marks. So you can see the athletic facilities, the coaching prestige, 2 green check marks, but then try to move the 3rd one from a D to a C+. Not a huge boost, but it's still better than a D. Try to sway him over to that, and then try to hard sell him on that. And, you know, when you have somebody that I wasn't even expecting to get anyway, and Clemson's top on his board here, it's just more of, let's see if I can do it. And let me just show you my roster to show you that doing this, I still was able to build a good team, but without putting any points into recruiting. So you can see here my quarterback, junior, 84 overall, more of a scrambler here. Same thing with the backup, a sophomore. Running backs, pretty good. 90 overall guy, 88 overall guy here. This guy, I really enjoy using, a power back here. Sophomore, been using him the most. Fullback, I actually moved a running back there and redshirted him to see if I can make something of him. He's 46 overall, so obviously not a good blocker, but I wanted to keep him on here. I'm trying to get agile receivers because I like to do a run and shoot where it has to do more with route running. The speed and acceleration's awesome, but I'm looking for like agility and change of direction to really get open. A lot of route runners haven't quite done that. What I've been trying to do is get athletes that are either elusive backs or receiving backs, or even if they're not athletes, they're just regular running backs that are either elusive or receivers. I scout them. If they have a high agility, high change of direction, I try to then at the off season convert them to receiver, because then I got these shifty receivers that are also good after the catch. So that's what I'm trying to do there. Here you can see my tight ends. I was able to have a pretty good offensive line, and this guy was pretty good, and I didn't want to just have him backing up, especially as a junior. So I decided to switch him over to tight end because he's a 78 speed at almost 300 pounds. So I put him over here. Not great catching. I've been using him more just to block, put him at fullback. Worked out pretty well because as soon as I move him to tight end, you can see that he has a pocket shield, outside shield, second level. All of a sudden he has these skills that he didn't have at offensive line. Offensive line, pretty good here. I mainly look for the guys who already have some skills so that as they develop those skills, either get better or they get more skills. And just show you this real quick. Pretty good offensive line here. A pretty good defensive line, especially this guy developed very well. I guess he has a high development trait. As you can see, I'm just a 3.5 star. It just happened this year. And a lot of these linebackers, not the best because I had to convert them from other positions because I had 5 linebackers leave and I only had 6, so I'm kind of converted some different positions over to here because I didn't want a bunch of walk-ons. And it's working out pretty well so far anyway. I think these guys I just got, they're freshmen and I want them to develop, so that's what's going on there. Quick jump, that's a really good skill to have on your rushers. It really helps get that pass rush. You can see my team's 89 overall, 90 offense, 89 defense. Pretty good team all around. The cornerbacks don't have a lot of awareness, but they're still pretty good. Free safety, not the best, but I have a backup strong safety that I've been putting at my starting free safety. Kicker, this guy got a lot of power. This guy better accuracy, but he is about to leave, so we got this guy ready to take over. The punter, I'm sure you don't really care about. But you can see pretty good team, and I'm going to show you my coaching skills here. I have nothing in recruiter. I have nothing in strategist. I have nothing in talent developer. I wanted to do tactician. I still need to win 4 more top 10. Oh no, I'm sorry, top 25 games to unlock Scheme Guru. These are all the skills I want to really use for this first section here. I might want to put 2 more over here to boost short accuracy and medium accuracy, but I'm not sure if that's needed. I don't really care about boosting the spin, juke, and ball carry vision of my quarterback. I was doing a lot of ground and pound, so I wanted to make sure I had trucking and break tackle from the running back, better blocking from the receivers and tight ends, and better run blocking, read blocking, impact blocking by the line. Defense needs a lot of help, and I wanted help mainly with the coverage, so I went down the coverage skills for linebackers and corners. Down here, I plan on doing some ground and pound, helping out with on the road with the crowd noise, because I wanted to do like run and shoot, no huddle. But that's not very good on the road, because you get a lot of issues when you're trying to audible, you're trying to hot route on the road. There's a lot of mess ups and a lot of penalties. So I need to boost like the fast tempo offense. I need to boost the discipline and communication. So I have to use what I call a power run and shoot. When I'm on the road, I do more under center, running the ball, and I would like to use ground and pound to help that out until, I'm able to build the offense I want to actually build. And what I'm able to unlock so far, this is what I have for Motivator, and I think this works out very well, especially simming. What you can do is set up your schedule where you have an easy teams at the beginning of the season so that you can get your players hot. Because with these skills, you can keep the players hot throughout timeouts, quarters, and across games. So if you wanted to play the first game of the season against a cupcake team and just beat on them to get all your players confident and fired up, then you start simming. And that helps out quite a bit, because a lot of your players are on fire, and it carries over and it helps you win. And I think that's what helped win a lot of the games I won, just simming it. Not to mention I have 3 in everything except for the specialists, the kickers and punters, because I'm not too worried about that, where they get off-season training boost. So I can get some players that at first I was just trying to look for 3-star gems and then take them and develop them, and it worked out. Like you can see, my team's almost a 90 overall, and I haven't put any skills into recruiting. I'm still able to potentially get a bunch of 5-star, 4-star players that are also gems, and then later on probably be able to find some 3-star gems and really make the team even better. But I haven't put anything into recruiting. And granted, this is offline. I'm not playing with other users who are putting a lot of skills in their recruiting and taking all of the players. So, I suppose that helps out a bit. But at the same time, I can keep doing what I've been doing and just looking for gems lower on that people don't want to spend the time to get into, because they're trying to get those 5 stars, those 4 stars. That's going to take the attention of most of the computer and most users that you play with. So if you just decide, I'll take the players that they don't want and just develop them. And that's what I decided to do, and it has worked out. By the 4th season, let's go back to that. By the 4th season, you can see there, 15-1, won the conference. I'm thinking of changing conference because it'll help with recruiting if I have a better conference. Won the Peach Bowl there, looks like the Orange Bowl, and then the National Championship in the 4th year without doing anything crazy with the scouting. So with all that being said, hey, you can try this method out. I think this is more beneficial, if you ask me, because if you put all your points into recruiting and getting all the recruits, that's going to help you, no doubt. But where does the boost come when you play the game? When you get into the game, your recruiting skills do not help you at all. They don't. It only helps you recruiting. But if you can actually develop the players that you have and you coach them up so they get bonuses when you're running or you're throwing, you're no huddling or whatever you're doing, those benefit you in every game, even if your players are injured or if they stink, you still coach up what you got. So with all that being said, thanks for watching, take care, and don't forget to think about your eternity.